Several years ago, we were asked to create a marketing program for a local chiropractor. He was currently using weekly newspaper flyers to target 3,000 local homes around his practice at a cost of $2,000 per month. The results from this marketing effort were dismal. He was averaging just 4 phone calls per month from those flyers and converting just 1 new patient. He justified his low return on investment by reasoning that the average chiropractic patient typically spends around $2,500 during their lifetime, effectively netting him $500 per patient. He further reasoned that each new patient had the potential to generate additional business in the form of referrals. And yet, this doctor couldn't understand why he was going broke. What he was overlooking is what most small business owners fail to consider: the short-term net effect of marketing. Let me explain. The doctor was absolutely correct in assuming that the typical chiropractic patient will spend $2,500 over their lifetime. That is a documented fact, but he failed to realize that out of that $2,500 total, they also spend approximately $400 of that during their initial treatment. The remainder comes over the next 4 to 5 years in additional injuries, mishaps, and adjustments. Furthermore, you will typically get referrals from patients when you actually ask them for referrals. This doctor had no active referral program in place. He just assumed his patients would recommend him to their family, friends, and associates. So based on this information, our good doctor was investing $2,000 per month and gaining only $400 in additional revenue, resulting in a net loss of $2,100. No small business owner will remain in business long with those results. We convinced this doctor to stop trying to be all things to all patients. His flyers were focused on his ability to relieve pain, all types of pain, back, neck, shoulder, head, legs, and so on. This type of message simply doesn't resonate and compel prospects to take action. We finally talked this doctor into focusing on one specific type of patient with his marketing: fibromyalgia sufferers. Fibromyalgia is a terrible disease that doctors don't understand the cause of or the cure. It's painful and often debilitating. Chiropractors have had a lot of success in helping their patients manage their pain, since the disease itself is thought to be incurable. Unfortunately, even though fibromyalgia is horribly painful, most sufferers don't make the connection that a chiropractor can help them overcome their pain. They think of a chiropractor and immediately think back pain. We created a marketing program for this chiropractor that focused specifically on fibromyalgia pain. The entire program cost him $1,300 to implement. It ran for 4 days and generated 137 leads. He converted 37 of those leads into patients, each of them averaging $400 with their initial treatment, for a revenue increase of $14,800. The lifetime value of $2,500 translated into a gross revenue increase to his practice of $92,500. That's not bad for a $1,300 investment, wouldn't you agree? But consider this: what happens the next time he runs that same ad? The answer's simple. He will get the exact same results. So here's the $1,000,000 question. If you were this chiropractor, how often would you spend $1,300 to run an ad that makes you $14,800 up front and $92,500 over a lifetime? Wouldn't you run it as many times as you possibly could? Wouldn't you be an absolute fool not to? The ad has literally turned this chiropractor's practice into a money machine. And that's the power of knowing and having a documented sales process. So what exactly is a sales process? A sales process is a roadmap that defines a specific set of steps for marketing and selling your product or service. Each step consists of several key activities that produce a predictable, measurable outcome. For the chiropractor who now knows that he can run a specific ad on a specific TV station at specific times and specific days, he knows exactly how many times the ad needs to run and exactly what those ads will cost him. He also knows that he will average somewhere around 120 to 150 leads from those ads, and he will convert 30 to 50 of those leads into new patients. That is what we call a sales process. This presentation is designed to teach you a quick and easy step-by-step process to create a sales process for your business. There are three basic components that define your sales process: lead generation, lead qualification, and lead conversion. Lead generation has the job of reaching your prospects with a laser-focused message aimed specifically at their hot buttons and getting them to raise their hand and acknowledge their interest in what you sell. Lead qualification has the job of separating those prospects into two different camps: those who want what you sell and those who need what you sell. You always want to focus on prospects who want your product or service. They will always be your target customers. It should be noted here that a well-designed and carefully crafted message has the ability to do both of these vital components simultaneously: generate leads and qualify those leads. Lead conversion has the job of transforming a prospect into a client by gaining their final commitment to buy what you sell. Again, it should be noted here that with the right message aimed at your ideal prospect, converting that prospect into a paying client can be as simple as asking for the sale. When executed properly, your sales process can increase your response rates, increase your conversion rates, improve your client retention, save you from making costly marketing mistakes, and provide your business with a roadmap that takes your prospects from ignorance to awareness into the decision-making process and through to the close. When you know and understand lead generation, lead qualification, and lead conversion, and the role they each play in your overall sales process, you will position yourself light years ahead of your competition and have a solid foundation upon which to build a competition-dominating marketing program. The best way for you to get started is with the end in mind. So, when we look at lead generation, lead qualification, and lead conversion is where we must start. We have to first ask ourselves where the actual sale is most likely to take place. These are called distribution channels, and there are only 7 possible channels to consider. They include online, direct sales, sales agents, phone sales, mail order, retail, and live events. We have placed the definitions for both the distribution channels and the marketing strategies in your resources and templates section under marketing and advertising for your convenience. You need to determine which channel or channels of distribution will generate real results for your business. It's the distribution channels that determine which marketing strategies you will ultimately use for lead generation. Once you map out all the distribution channel possibilities, you can then overlay the 20 marketing strategies that determine the ones that will give you the highest probability of getting your prospects to your chosen distribution channel. Although there are 20 marketing strategies to consider, you will quickly discover that only a few will be appropriate for your specific business. Marketing strategies include advertising such as TV, radio, and print, affiliate and joint venture programs, affinity programs, catalog, continuity programs, cross promotions, database marketing, direct mail, directories, innovations, interactive media, internet loyalty programs, outdoor media, point of purchase, point of sale, place-based media, promotions, public relations, and signage. Once you narrow down the marketing strategies to your select few, you then need to assign the tactics within each strategy that will produce the desired results. There are a grand total of 77 marketing tactics to choose from. Fortunately, you get a reprieve from having to go through each and every one of those and overlaying them against each of the 20 strategies. Realistically, I'm not sure you would live long enough to ever get that done. In an upcoming presentation, we'll teach you a process we use with our clients called process mapping. When you know and understand how to create a process map as you work through the process, the tactics you need will appear on their own, almost by magic. What you must understand is it's absolutely critical that you follow this exact process. Unfortunately, most small business owners don't. They reverse the process completely and start with the tactics, then the strategies. And then they wonder why no one is showing up at their distribution channel to buy their product or service. Here's what we mean. Business owners are constantly asking us for help with their marketing. No one is buying from them. So the first thing we ask them to do is explain their marketing program to us. We always hear the same thing every time. They say they sent out an email or a direct mail letter or a postcard, or they spent a fortune on a website. All of these are tactics that should be supporting specific strategies that lead the prospect to a specific distribution channel, but they don't. So we ask the business owner to explain what the email or the postcard or the website is supposed to accomplish as an end result. They look at us like we're crazy. They tell us it's supposed to sell my product or service. So we ask them one simple question. When was the last time you bought something similar to what you sell from reading a single email? The look they get on their face is priceless. It suddenly dawns on them that they haven't done anything at that early stage to build confidence, trust, respect, or rapport with that prospect. They started a tactical marketing deployment process, which is the worst thing you can do. Your tactics are there to support your overall marketing strategy, and your strategy is there to deliver the prospect to a specific channel of distribution. Listen, we know this can sound very confusing, so just consider this very simple analogy. Hopefully this will put it all into an easy to understand and simple to remember context. You want to build a house. Why? What is the end result you want from the house? Usually it's to live in with your family and enjoy a wonderful and comfortable lifestyle. Then that's the end result. That represents your distribution channel. So what strategies do you need to use in order to reach the end result of a wonderful life? Well, you need to build a kitchen for meal preparation, a dining room where the family can eat, a living room for entertaining guests, a family room for relaxing, bedrooms for sleeping, bathrooms for grooming and essentials, a garage for parking the cars, and a basement for storage. These combined strategies are all required to reach your end result. So what are the building blocks required to accomplish the strategies? What tactics will need to be used to make all of this happen? First, you need to pour a foundation for the basement and the home. Then you need to frame in the house. Next, add the roof. Then install the wiring, the plumbing, the sheetrock, the fixtures and appliances, cabinets and carpet and so on. The tactics make the strategy a reality. However, what if you wanted to build the exact same house, but for a different purpose? What if your end result was to use the house for a real estate office? The distribution channel just changed, didn't it? Now, there is a totally different end result. So now the strategies must change as well. You no longer need the family room, dining room, and so on. Now you need a reception area at the door, cubicles partitioned off throughout the main floor, a small bathroom with no tub or shower, and a small kitchenette. You no longer need the garage or the bedrooms or the living room. And so the tactics now change as well to produce the new strategies. The wiring will be different and more complex. The plumbing will be much simpler. The fixtures will be different. In fact, everything will change. Without knowing or understanding what the end result is from the beginning, you will never know the right strategies and tactics you must employ to get you there. This simple analogy contains the same basic components as the sales process. You must know your end result from the start. What are the possible distribution channels where the sale could actually take place? For some businesses, there will be just one distribution channel. For other businesses, there could be several. For the child care owner, there's only one, a direct sales distribution channel. No parent in the world is going to enroll their child in a child care without meeting the owner and staff face-to-face, as well as physically touring the facility itself. However, if I'm a florist, I would be able to complete a sale at several different distribution channels. Retail, direct sales, online, mail order, events, and phone sales are all viable distribution channels for a florist. The sales agent channel is the only one not truly viable, and there may be certain situations when even that channel could be used as well. However, just because a florist can access 6 distribution channels doesn't mean they have to use them. The florist would carefully consider their target customer and their niche market. Let's say you're a florist and you have created a niche market selling roses to men. So think for a moment about the typical buying habits for most guys. We hate to shop, and we typically put things off until the last minute. Not all of us, but yes, most of us. So if I were this florist, I would immediately eliminate direct sales, mail order, events, and phone sales. Guys are most likely to quickly run into a retail floral shop and grab something on the go, or jump online and order over the internet. Those would be the 2 primary distribution channels I would focus my time, effort, and marketing dollars on. They will undoubtedly give me the biggest bang for my marketing dollar. Now do you see why it is so important to begin with the end in mind? Look at the potential savings this has provided me as a florist. This is just one of the major benefits of knowing and understanding the sales process that's most applicable to your specific business. Other benefits include increasing your response rates, increasing your conversion rates, improving your client retention, and providing your business with a roadmap that takes your prospects from ignorance to awareness into the decision-making process and through to the close. Let's map out a full sales process so you can see how it fits into the lead generation, lead qualification, and lead conversion model. One more thing before we plunge in. We have business owners worry that they won't select the correct distribution channels that will actually work for their business as they get started. They're concerned they will do the wrong things and, of course, spend a lot of their marketing dollars in the wrong areas. The process we're teaching you won't let this happen. When you map out the sales process for your businesses using our process, you will quickly conclude that you are considering the use of an unwise channel of distribution. The only thing you will be out of pocket at this point will be 10 minutes of your time. That's not too bad of a trade-off, is it? But let us prove this to you. Let's continue with the childcare example, and let's make the assumption that this particular childcare owner did not conclude that direct sales is the only viable distribution channel for their childcare facility. Let's say they started at the very beginning of the process and began by looking at their customer profile that uses childcare services. They discovered that their target customers are primarily women, aged 21 to 45, married with 1 to 2 children, employed, a homeowner, and has an annual household income of around $70,000. As they analyze this physical information, they know who their target customer is: a woman with kids and a spouse who works all day and has sufficient income to afford upscale childcare services. They also know what she wants by analyzing her hot buttons they gathered in their decision-making process. They conclude she's looking for one of 3 specific situations. If her annual income is below $40,000, she's looking for an affordable childcare facility that meets her limited budget. If her income is above this threshold, she would prefer a childcare facility that provides a loving and caring environment, or a childcare that offers educational opportunities for her kids. Okay, so let's say you're now this misguided childcare owner. Of the 7 available distribution channels, you would analyze which one or ones you feel she is most likely to buy childcare services from. Now remember, this is where your ability to think like your target customer becomes critical. Put yourself into a young mother's mindset and ask yourself what you would do if you suddenly found yourself needing the services of a childcare provider. Where would you make that all-important decision to enroll your child into a specific childcare facility? You reason that she might go online since her age range of 21 to 45 indicates she's probably internet savvy. You also reason that she may agree to use your services if you contacted her by phone, so you consider hiring a telemarketer to call her. Since she's a homeowner with young kids, there's an increased likelihood that she spends a majority of non-working hours in the home, so you reason that the phone would be an excellent way to reach her. Finally, direct sales would also be an option, since most parents faced with such an important decision would prefer to come into the child care facility personally and speak to someone face-to-face. As you can see, even though there are 7 distribution channels to choose from, only a handful will apply to any business. In the child care example, sales agents, mail order, retail, and live events simply don't apply. And just for additional clarification, I've had business owners question me as to why both the retail and the events distribution channel aren't viable. After all, a child care facility is a brick-and-mortar type of business. And let's suppose I purchased a booth space at an event held at a local school PTA or a local Chamber of Commerce meeting. Wouldn't those qualify as potential distribution channels? Not at all. Again, this simply goes back to the thought process of the target customer. I agree completely that a booth at an event that attracts many target customers would be well worth my time, effort, and money. But again, it would only get parents interested in my child care, not committed. They will want to tour the facility in person and speak directly with the staff before making that all-important commitment. So an event in this case would be an excellent strategy, not a distribution channel. Remember that a distribution channel is where the sale takes place. Okay, you might say, so if they come to the child care facility and take the tour, meet the staff, and then enroll their child, why doesn't that qualify as retail? Good point. But remember that the definition for retail is that it tends to be product-oriented rather than service-oriented. It basically describes a transaction where you walk away with a physical product. While child care facilities do consist of a brick-and-mortar building, they provide an intangible service rather than a physical product you walk away with. That's why they're classified as direct sales rather than retail. So remember that difference. Direct sales involves a one-on-one transaction. So now that you know which marketing strategies will be the most effective at generating leads, we said that strategies are the approaches you take to generate leads. There are 20 marketing strategies to choose from. That sounds like a lot of strategies, but you won't need all of them. In fact, only a couple of them will turn out to be effective for your business in terms of costs and responses generated. And with the information you have already assembled, that decision will be easier to make. At this point in the process, take the 20 marketing strategies and overlay them on your 3 chosen distribution channels and see which ones make the best fit. Start with your online option. To obtain a sale online, only the affiliate and joint venture strategy, where you send messages to their targeted database, and the internet strategy, which includes copywriting that encourages site visitors to take specific actions, are the most appropriate online strategies. Phone sales. Telemarketing is the only strategy to consider. This is often more of a sales strategy than a marketing strategy, but can actually double as both. The difference lies in the message the telemarketer delivers. For some products and services, a telemarketer tries to entice you to purchase over the phone by using a one-time limited offer to create urgency. That is a sales strategy. In the case of childcare, you're looking to generate leads, not sales. Since we know that no parent is going to enroll their child in childcare without personally visiting the facility and meeting with some face-to-face. For direct sales, advertising, TV, radio, print, direct mail, and referrals are great options. However, a quick analysis immediately eliminates 2 of these 3. While advertising sounds great, it's expensive and it reaches a vast number of people in a large geographical market. With childcare, your target customers will be located within a 5-mile radius. So with most types of advertising, you would spend a fortune to get a message to thousands of people who would never consider using your services because of location. So advertising is out. Referrals would be an excellent strategy to use if you could afford it. What if your child care service had extremely limited revenue and its current state of development? Referrals usually require some form of reward system in order to work effectively. However, this may be a viable strategy in the near future. That leaves direct mail as the primary strategy for direct sales. So your 3 distribution channels are capable of reaching your target customer are online, phone sales, and direct sales. And you have 4 potential strategies: affiliate and joint venture programs, internet, telemarketing, and direct mail. Now that you've narrowed the field to 4 strategies, the next step is uncovering the tactics that will work with these strategies to cost effectively generate qualified leads. Tactics are the tools used to generate the leads that will produce the sales you want. You will find the entire list of 77 possible tactics that can be used in marketing posted online in your resources and templates section for your convenience. The list is there to provide you with ideas only. Although the list is long, only a handful will be appropriate for your business. But how do you know which ones are the right ones? This is where you will use a technique called process mapping that we will teach you in an upcoming presentation. Process mapping is a simple tool that will help you find the most effective strategies along with the right tactics. Process mapping outlines the sales process in a visual format. It breaks down the sales process into a step-by-step format so that you can see your communication points of contact with your customers. By knowing these specific points of contact, you can then analyze the effectiveness your marketing messages will have in convincing your target customer to buy what you sell. It will also provide tremendous guidance as you create your marketing message by revealing the possible state of mind of your prospects. In other words, it helps you understand how receptive they'll be when they receive your marketing message. But the purpose of this presentation is to help you understand the relationship between lead generation, lead qualification, and lead conversion. So let me take just one of our 3 possible distribution channels and explain the complete relationship between these 3 vital components. As previously discussed, the 3 logical distribution channels to consider for childcare are online, phone sales, and direct sales. Let's use the online channel as our example. As a reminder, an online distribution channel means that the sale will actually take place online. That's the end result the childcare owner wants to have happen. So what must take place for that to happen? In a nutshell, it means that a prospect must see, read, or hear some form of marketing message that compels them to go to a specific landing page on my website and complete an enrollment form requesting that their child be accepted for our child care services. That's it. That one action is required to complete the sale, and that is what qualifies online as a valid distribution channel. Now let's stop here for a minute. Right now, at just this very early stage of fleshing out this one distribution channel, have we already determined that this is not a valid channel to consider? By specifically defining the end result that must take place, would most childcare owners automatically conclude that this end result is never going to happen, or would happen so infrequently that it wouldn't be worth the time and effort required to implement it? Of course they would. And I want you to note one critically important fact here. Learning this process is going to position your business literally light years ahead of your competition, because as simple and as obvious as this process just made this one analysis a no-brainer against using an online option, almost every single child care facility in existence has spent a large sum of money creating an elaborate website. Doesn't that alone tell you they have no clue how to effectively analyze their marketing program? With this process, you will never fall into this trap. You will be able to spend a minimal amount of time in this planning process and come out of it knowing and understanding exactly what to do for your marketing to work, along with the most effective strategies and tactics that require immediate action. This dramatically reduces your preparation time, allows you to quickly put a solid and profitable marketing plan into place, instantly begin creating leads, building a database, converting prospects into new customers, and making more money than you have ever made before. So let's go back to our childcare owner. Let's assume this is one of those owners that doesn't get this, and they continue the process. They have identified their end result as a prospect that sees, reads, or hears some form of marketing message, and that message compels them to go to a specific landing page on a website and complete an enrollment form requesting that their child be accepted for child care services. Next, they look over the 20 marketing strategies and begin selecting every one that has the ability to deliver that prospect to that landing page. That's the end result each strategy must deliver. So let's do that. Let's look at every one of the strategies and decide if that possibility exists. The first strategy is advertising, which includes TV, radio, and print. All of those would qualify. I could run an ad on TV, the radio, or in the paper and have the landing page URL as the call to action at the end of the ad. Interested prospects would go to the site and enroll their child. So this strategy would definitely be one to consider further. Next on the list is affiliate and joint venture programs. If the child care owner has close relationships with other businesses or influential individuals with large databases of local prospects, then this would also qualify as a worthy strategy. Affinity programs, catalog, continuity programs, and cross promotions would not apply in this situation. Database marketing, where the child care owner would buy a list of prospects from a list broker or a business with a database of target customer prospects, may be a possibility to look at. So would direct mail. Directories wouldn't be appropriate here, but innovation to me is always a viable strategy for any and all businesses. You should always be able to add an innovation to any business that makes it more appealing to the specific hot buttons of the prospects you're trying to attract. Interactive media isn't a serious consideration, but the internet is obviously worth a look since we could use it to educate prospects and then send them to the landing page for sign up. Loyalty programs, outdoor media, point of purchase, point of sale, Place-based media, promotions, public relations, and signage would be a tough strategy to use and get them to deliver our desired end result. So the strategies we chose for further analysis are advertising, affiliate, and JV, database marketing, innovation, and the internet. So for childcare, there are only 5 out of 20 strategies we need to carefully consider. So what's next? Well, we need to determine the specific steps required to make each of the selected strategies work effectively. Let's work through just one of them for now so we can relate this back to our main presentation objective, helping you gain a clear understanding of the relationship between lead generation, lead qualification, and lead conversion. Let's look at advertising. Let's assume we've chosen to run an ad in our local newspaper. If the end result is to get the prospect to an online landing page for enrollment, what tactics will be required to get the ad to deliver those prospects there? Well, first of all, we need someone to write the ad itself. Most business owners have poor copywriting skills and have never had training in persuasion architecture. So step 1 is to hire a copywriter that shows and understands how to create compelling and emotion-laden print ads. Next, we need some form of graphic design to support the ad copy. Does that mean we hire a graphic designer as well? Do we trust the copywriter we hire to have the ability to do that effectively as well? Which day or days of the week should we run the ad? In which section of the paper do we place the ad? What size ad do we run? 1/8 of a page? 1/4 of a page? Half a page? How do we highlight the offer for the URL? Do we use a coupon-style offer or just put it in the copy? Do we need to run the ad on multiple days? What will that cost? What is our expected results? What does that equate to as a return on investment? Wow, that's a lot of stuff, isn't it? And most business owners who do this think they're just running a simple newspaper ad. Is it really any wonder why most fail at it? And by the way, every step we just went through, were each of those steps done in a very logical progression? Those steps are the tactics. Those tactics, working in combination with each other, are designed to deliver a qualified prospect to that landing page, where the landing page further convinces them to enroll their child in our child care. This entire sequence of events is the sales process for this child care facility, providing it works, of course. We also have the remaining 4 strategies to map out in similar fashion, but you get the point. Now, let's tie this all together as it relates to lead generation, lead qualification, and lead conversion. The tactics and the strategies make up the lead generation and lead qualification components. When these components all work together in unison, they combine to create a highly compelling and laser-targeted message directed at the hot buttons of your target customer prospects. Let's say the ad in the paper is targeting parents that want child care that will educate their child, not just babysit them. The copywriter creates a print ad that follows the marketing equation of interrupt, engage, educate, and offer. The ad begins with an attention-grabbing headline that says, "Is your daycare's idea of good educational curriculum watching Barney on TV?" They then follow this with an engaging subheadline that promises a solution to the problem referenced in the headline. How would you like your child to be reading at a first grade level before starting kindergarten? The ad goes on to educate in the body copy by identifying the benefits this child care offers over all the others and builds extraordinary value for the parents to consider as they compare this new child care facility to the one they presently use. The ad ends with the URL to the online landing page where they can enroll their child. The enrollment is the lead conversion component of the sales process. Can you now see how the strategy that was selected in this example, it was advertising, established the tactical delivery mechanism the child care owner felt was required to achieve the desired end result, which was to get prospects to that enrollment landing page. The tactics that were used were the necessary steps that had to take place to create the ad. The job of the ad is to use the marketing equation to generate qualified leads for the child care facility. Did you hear the 2 key words here? Qualified leads. When you know and understand how to properly use the marketing equation, you create marketing that accomplishes both lead generation and lead qualification. Most ads don't. Most ads list a menu of features that may or may not get someone's attention. That's why a majority of prospects who respond to those types of ads are always the price shoppers. There are two reasons this happens. First, the ad isn't targeted at a specific niche market, so it drags in everyone who may need the product or service versus the ones who truly want that product or service. And second, since the ad listed only features, it established no value whatsoever to the prospect. They therefore are forced to default to the business offering the lowest price. That forces the business owner to have to try to convince every single prospect as to why his or her business offers the most value, which they fail to do a vast majority of the time. The reason they fail is they also talk in terms of features instead of benefits. So when they implement their marketing program, they have to depend on their ad to hopefully generate a minuscule number of leads. And then they have to personally qualify each and every one of them looking for the prospects that fit best with what they sell. When they follow the marketing equation, you don't have this problem. Your ad does all the lead generation and qualification simultaneously. You know your target customer. You know their hot buttons. You know the niche market that will attract them to your business. You know what they specifically want, and you have innovated your business so you not only give them what they want, but you do it in such a way that it creates extraordinary value. In short, you become the only logical choice for them to make when they go to buy what you sell. By following the marketing equation, as you create all your marketing, your ad is not only generating leads, but qualifying those leads simultaneously. And in many cases, the body copy can create such a compelling case for using your business over your competition that it can result in lead conversion as well. With the right message aimed at your target prospect, converting that prospect into a paying customer is often as simple as asking for the sale. But in a majority of cases, the distribution channel is responsible for lead conversion. That's why this childcare owner will quickly discover this specific marketing program won't work for childcare. No parent is going to enroll their child online. It's just never going to happen. There must be a direct sales channel to give these parents the confidence and trust they will need to allow a childcare facility to care for their child. But once they begin mapping out this process, they will begin to quickly reach that conclusion. This will become very obvious to you in a future presentation where we will teach you about process mapping. So let's recap what we have just discussed. A sales process is a roadmap that defines a specific set of steps for marketing and selling your product or service. Each step consists of several key activities that produces a predictable, measurable outcome. The three components that define your sales process are lead generation, lead qualification, and lead conversion. Lead generation has the job of reaching your prospects with a laser-focused message aimed specifically at their hot buttons and getting them to raise their hand and acknowledging they're interested in what you sell. Lead qualification has the job of separating those prospects into two different camps, those who want what you sell and those who need what you sell. You always want to attract those prospects who want your product or service. They will always be your target customers. A well-designed and carefully crafted marketing message has the ability to do both of these vital components simultaneously, generate leads and qualify those leads. Lead conversion has the job of transforming all prospects into clients by gaining their final commitment to buy what you sell. With the right message aimed at your ideal prospect, converting that prospect into a paying client is often as simple as asking for the sale. When executed properly, your sales process increases your response rates, increases your conversion rates, improves your client retention, saves you from making costly marketing mistakes, and provides your business with a roadmap that takes your prospects from ignorance to awareness into the decision-making process and through to the close. Next, we'll go through each of the distribution channels, strategies, and tactics in more depth so you have a crystal clear understanding of each one. This is the basis for your entire marketing program. So we want to make sure you have a complete grasp of the specific tools available to you. The purpose of this presentation was to make sure you understood the concept of the sales process. Since this is one of the most critical fundamentals for any small business to fully develop, make sure you do indeed have a full understanding of the overall workings of it. Review this presentation several times if necessary to make sure you're well grounded in the fundamental principles. This is truly the starting point that will help you to create competition-crushing marketing. Our overall focus is to help you continue to build the business you've always dreamed of having, a business that provides you with financial freedom and an extraordinary life for you and your family. Remember that our primary goal in the e-learning marketing system is to help you quickly yet effectively apply the basic fundamentals required to build a multi-million-dollar business. So until next time, here's to your success.